What makes us human? Imagine a world where nobody could feel love, fear, happiness, anger, or sadness. A world where no one laughed with friends, cried over loss, helped a stranger, or sacrificed for someone they loved. It would still be a world filled with people, but would it still be human? Every day, billions of us experience emotions without ever stopping to ask why they exist. We celebrate success, comfort those who are hurting, worry about the future, forgive those who have wronged us, and sometimes even risk our own lives to save someone we've never met. These moments feel so natural that we rarely question them, yet they may be the very reason humanity became the dominant species on Earth. What if every emotion you've ever felt has a purpose? What if every behavior you display, every choice you make, and every connection you build is part of a story that began millions of years before you were born? Welcome to What Makes Us Human. This is a journey into the emotions, instincts, and behaviors that shaped our past, influence our present, and continue to define our future. Because every emotion has a purpose, every behavior has a story. To understand ourselves, we have to travel back long before cities, technology, and civilization. Imagine our ancestors living hundreds of thousands of years ago in a world where survival was never guaranteed. There were no homes, no hospitals, no supermarkets, and no modern comforts. Every sunrise brought new uncertainty. Food was difficult to find. Dangerous predators shared the same land. Harsh weather could change everything in a matter of hours. Life depended on making the right decision at exactly the right moment. When to run, when to fight, when to trust, when to stay together. In that harsh world, emotions weren't simply feelings. They became some of humanity's greatest survival tools. Fear warned people about danger before it was too late. A strange sound in the darkness or movement in the bushes could trigger an instant reaction, giving our ancestors precious seconds to escape. Curiosity encouraged them to explore beyond the next hill, discover fresh water, invent better tools, and eventually build a better future. Every great discovery in human history began because someone asked a simple question: what if? Love helped parents protect children who needed years of care before they could survive on their own. Strong families created stronger communities, and stronger communities gave humanity a better chance to endure. Trust allowed small groups to cooperate instead of facing the world alone. Together they hunted, shared food, protected one another, and passed knowledge from one generation to the next. Even sadness may have served an important purpose. Although painful, it encouraged reflection, healing, and support from others. During times of loss, people came together instead of drifting apart, making their communities stronger. Without realizing it, our ancestors weren't just learning how to survive. They were building the foundation of humanity itself. As thousands of generations passed, the world changed dramatically. But something remarkable remained: the emotions inside us. Small groups became villages. Villages became towns. Towns became cities. Civilizations rose. Technology advanced. The world transformed. Yet our emotions continued to guide us. The fear that once protected our ancestors from predators can still make our hearts race before an important interview or a difficult decision. The need to belong that once kept ancient tribes together can still make us feel accepted among friends or lonely in a crowded room. The curiosity that inspired explorers to cross oceans now drives scientists to explore space, doctors to search for new cures, and inventors to imagine technologies that once seemed impossible. Our surroundings have changed beyond recognition, but our emotional world still carries echoes of where we came from. Yet emotions are only part of the story. Human behavior is equally extraordinary. Every day we witness acts that seem to go beyond simple survival. A firefighter runs into a burning building while everyone else is running away. A doctor works through the night to save a patient's life. Parents sacrifice their own comfort so their children can have a better future. Volunteers travel across the world to help people they have never met. Complete strangers donate money, food, and time without expecting anything in return. Why? Why would humans choose compassion over convenience? Why would we help someone we may never see again? The answer may lie in one of humanity's greatest abilities: our capacity to care about others. Empathy allows us to feel another person's happiness, pain, and fear. Sympathy encourages us to act on those feelings by offering comfort, and support. These invisible emotions transformed individuals into families, families into communities, and communities into civilizations. Imagine trying to build a society where nobody trusted anyone, where nobody forgave mistakes, where nobody cared for the sick, where nobody shared food. Such a society would struggle to survive. Humanity's greatest achievements were never built by one person alone. They were built by people working together. Perhaps cooperation has always been our greatest superpower. Humans also do something that seems almost magical. We create, we compose music that can bring tears to our eyes. We paint pictures that express emotions words cannot describe. We write stories that inspire generations. We celebrate traditions. We create art. We imagine futures that do not yet exist. These creations may not be necessary for survival, yet they appear in every culture throughout history. Perhaps they remind us that being human is about more than simply staying alive. It is about finding meaning, sharing experiences, leaving something behind. Stories themselves have shaped humanity for thousands of years. Long before books and the internet, people gathered around fires to share experiences, teach lessons, warn of danger, and preserve history. Stories carried knowledge across generations, helping people understand both the world around them and the emotions within them. Even today, stories continue to connect us, not because they give us answers, but because they help us understand ourselves. And despite everything science has discovered, many mysteries remain. Why does music give us goosebumps? Why can one memory instantly make us smile or cry? Why do acts of kindness inspire more kindness? Why do humans continue searching for purpose, even after their basic needs have been met? Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't hidden somewhere in space or buried beneath ancient ruins. Perhaps it has been inside us all along. Every heartbeat, every smile, every tear, every act of courage, every moment of kindness, every dream, every hope, every fear, every emotion tells another chapter in the remarkable story of humanity. And that story is still being written. Throughout the series, we'll explore these emotions and behaviors one at a time. We'll discover where they came from, how they helped shape our species, and why they continue to influence every decision we make today. Together, we'll explore the science, psychology, evolution, and history behind the experiences that make us who we are. This is only the beginning of our journey, because the more we understand our emotions, the more we understand our choices, the more we understand our choices, the more we understand ourselves. And perhaps the more we understand ourselves, the closer we come to answering one of humanity's greatest questions: what truly makes us human? Thank you for joining me on the very first episode of What Makes Us Human. If you enjoyed this journey, I'd love for you to join me for the chapters ahead. Subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who enjoys asking big questions, and let me know in the comments which human emotion or behavior you're most curious about. Because this is only the beginning. In the next episode, we'll uncover another fascinating piece of the human story. Until then, keep wondering, keep questioning, and never stop discovering what makes us human.